right, everybody. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Jazz, and I hope all is well with you. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here, kicking it with your girl, and it is greatly appreciated. So, we are here to discuss Sistas on BET. This is season 7, and we are doing a trailer breakdown for episode 3. So, I've seen about 3 different trailers. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to tie in pretty much everything that I saw, and I am going to kind of give a few predictions on what I think is going to happen based off of what I saw. And my theory is I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so excuse me. It pretty much comes on with Fatima pulling Andi. Andi comes in frantically comes into the office, and Fatima is basically pulling Andi in and was like, "Girl, Gary is being investigated by the FBI." Okay, and it then cuts to a scene. It looks like Zach is at he planned on going to Karen's grand opening. He has flowers, and Miss Lisa interjects that. It looks to me like she tells him he's not welcome there. I could be wrong. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, but it looks like she tells him, "Nah, you're not coming in." And it also she gets in the car. She gets in the car and she gets comfortable, and it looks like they talk for a minute. And I don't know what she tells him, but we'll get to what happened at the end of the we'll get to what happened at the end of the trailer as to why I say that it looks like he's not welcome there and he feels a way about that. But anyway, it goes back to the law office, and Fatima says again, "Girl, Gary's being investigated by the FBI. All of the partners are here." And Andi goes, "I should be good, right?" Now, of course, with trailer breakdowns, we don't always hear the context of conversations. So it looks to me like Andi is worried about the material stuff. It looks like she's worried about the penthouse. She's worried about the car. She's worried about all the material stuff because in another trailer, I saw Gary pretty much pissed off. He makes a comment to the white guy that we've never seen, and he says, "I can't believe she would do this to me. I can't believe I've basically funded her entire lifestyle, and I can't believe how dare she not answer the phone." So I think because because of him making that comment, I think that because he made that comment, that's why she's like, "I should be good, right?" Talking about the fact that he bought her all this stuff, and it's in her name. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but again, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. So Fatima says, "Girl, all the partners are here. You need to get your story together." And to me that looks like Fatima is code switching. She's in gangster mode. She code switch like, "Girl, all the partners are here. Forget Gary. Forget all that stuff. You need to get your story together. You don't know that you ain't never met him. That's you don't know nothing, see nothing, hear nothing, speak nothing, see no evil, hear no evil, none of that. You don't know him, and you better act like you don't know him. Act like you know." That's what it seemed like to me, based off of Fatima's body language, based off of how she looking at Andi. It looked like to me, it looked like she telling Andi, "Girl, you better get your story together. You better girl, we from the hood. Put your you better Stevie Wonder, you better Ray Charles and all of that. You don't know that nigga. Okay? That's what that's what it looked like to me. But anyway, um in another trailer, we actually see it goes back to the salon, and a white woman walks in, and Pam is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're not open yet." And Pam and Karen is like, "Yeah, no, we're not open yet." And so the white woman is like, "Oh, you might not be opening at all." And Karen is like, "Excuse me?" And rumor has it, now I'm not sure how true this rumor is, but rumor does have it that that woman is actually Karen's landlord, whom she's going to be paying rent to. And I'm confused about this because the last contractor told Karen that instead of you paying rent, how about you buy this place? That's what Simba said. Simba told Karen, buy the place. So how we go from instead of you paying rent, it's the same price, you buy it. So how we go from Karen buying the spot to now Karen done got a business loan and she almost out of that money and now she got to get a personal loan. Where is all the money, LaShondra? Where the money at? Where the money, LaShondra? Anyway, I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do a video breakdown on where all Karen money done went, because Karen has been faking like she got this lavish lifestyle and she really don't have this lavish lifestyle. Karen just as broke as everybody else and she turned her nose up like she so superior and she really not. Anyway, anyway, like I was saying. So it then cuts to Gary and Hayden having a conversation. Gary says, "Hayden, I need your help." Hayden says, "Yo, man, I can't do that. I can't do nothing because FBI up here and all of that. I'm not even supposed to be having a conversation with you." Now, I have my theory, y'all. And like I said in my last video breakdown, I really think that Hayden is getting tired of Gary because he's seeing Gary for who he really is. And I could be, again, I've been wrong before. And if I'm wrong, I don't mind holding my L. But I think that this is how Hayden goes out. Because because one thing about a snake don't mind taking people out to save in order to save themselves. So I think that Gary is going Gary this is how Gary gets off. Gary is going to end up taking everybody down. It's sink or swim at this point, right? So I think Gary is probably going to take Hayden down in order to save himself. And y'all remember the full season 7 trailer, we saw somebody on a gurney. I think Hayden is the person that's on that gurney. But again, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm not saying that Hayden is going to be on the gurney on season 3. I'm just saying in general. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Let's see what else happens. We see Rich comes to the bank to talk to Sabrina. And he says, "I think we need to have a conversation about last night." So, yeah, that's all that we saw in one trailer. And I see in another trailer where Sabrina tells the girls that she told Rich that she needed his sperm for the kid, because she wanted to have kids. So it looks like they may have they may sit down and have a real conversation about that, without Sabrina being drunk. That may happen. We didn't see much of that there, but that may happen. And we may actually find out what the status is of their relationship, if they're dating, if they're in love, if they're exclusive, all of that. So I'm kind of interested to see that, because rumor has it with the writers that they're actually giving Sabrina an actual storyline. And if that's the case, I'm curious to see that and where that goes with Sabrina and Rich. So we shall see. That was all from that. We also see a scene with the therapist actually coming to Danny's house. And because we see the therapist saying, "What made you want to seek out therapy?" And we see Danny, sitting on the couch looking like she's about to answer. So I'm excited to see that. If nothing else, if I'm honest, I don't care. If I'm honest, y'all, I don't care who the baby daddy is as far as Zach, Karen, and the Zach, Karen, and Fatima, the whole Zarentima triangle thing. I don't care about that no more. If I'm honest, I didn't care about that in the first place. But I am excited to see where Danny and her healing and her journey goes because it's needed. I would love to see where that goes. So yeah, we saw that. And in another trailer, we actually see at the end of the trailer, Zach comes home. He has this sulky look on his face and he has flowers in his hand. Fatima thinks that the flowers are for her. And she's like, "Oh, hey, what's up? You got me flowers, Daddy?" And he's like, they were for Karen for her grand opening. And she's looking like, nigga, what? And that's how it goes off. Yeah, that's how it goes off. So it looks like episode 3 is going to, it's going to be a lot going on. It's a lot to unpack. I'm excited to see it. There's a lot of different emotions and a lot of different opinions as far as the new writers go, but I personally like it. I like the pace of it. I like the pace of the episodes because honestly, had the without the new writers, it would take 5 episodes for the boozy brunch that happened last week to even happen. So, so I'm happy. So if nothing else, I'm glad that the pace has picked up. I'm glad we see a bump. I'm glad that it's no longer a week. I'm glad that season don't ain't taking a week no more or a day or 2 days. So I'm glad about that. But that is the trailer breakdown. Um, so some of my predictions. I think that of course the girls are going to show. So of course the girls are going to show up to the. Of course the girls are going to show up to Karen's grand opening, and I think there is going to be a conversation had about the fact that Fatima was at the boozy brunch, and I think that Karen is going to let the girls know that she did feel a way about Fatima being there. I think that's one thing that's going to take place. The second thing that's going to take place, of course, we do see a scene with Sabrina telling the girls about her getting drunk and letting Rich know that she want to have his kids, and he's like, "I don't want kids," and she's like, "I don't care. Hand your sperm here." So, so we see that. So they clearly have a conversation and stuff before the grand opening and stuff like that starts. So I'm curious to see how that conversation goes. If I'm honest, I'm actually curious to see what has happened in the three, in that 3 month in the 3 months between everybody. We've seen the shift. We've seen the shift in all of the girls. We've seen the shift in all of the relationships that everybody is in, and we've also seen we in everybody. I want to know what has happened between everybody because clearly something has happened between everybody. So I want to know. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen in one episode, but I want to know. Let's see, what else do I predict to happen? Um, of course, Gary is getting more and more sinister, and he, as far as the type of villain that he is, and the the sinister level that he is on, he's honestly up there with how Randall from If Loving You Is Wrong was. He's a mixture between Randall and, oh, what's that cop's name from If Loving You Was Wrong? Eddie. Those two. And if anybody watched If Loving You Was Wrong, y'all know how sinister those two guys were. That's how Gary is. But the difference is Gary is Gary is a lot more calculating with his. A whole lot more. Like, it is wow. Like, whew, that dude there is nuts. But anyway, so we're gonna see a lot. I think we're gonna see a whole lot more of that. And yeah, I'm excited. I am excited to just to continue to see the growth of season 7, and I'm curious to see the conversation that Zach and Fatima have as far as him going to the grand opening. I'm also curious to see the conversation that Zach and Miss Lisa have in that car, because the last time that we saw them talking was at the letter reading. And I'm also curious to know where Miss Lisa been, because the last time we saw Miss Lisa is when she was giving orders at the letter reading. Okay, where you been? Where you been, Miss Lisa? You ain't been around since Karen was 4. You have not been around since Karen was barely 4 weeks pregnant. You ain't been around since Karen was barely 4 weeks pregnant. She's now 5 months pregnant. Yeah, she's now 5 months pregnant. Where have you been? And now you pulling up. What's up, Miss Lisa? Where you been? So I'd like to know that. I, I definitely like to know that. I also like to know what does she actually tell Zach? What does she say to him that got him looking like somebody stole his bike? That bike that he done that bike that he used to ride around Atlanta, all over Atlanta. I want to know, what does she say to him that make him look like somebody stole that bike? But anyway, that's the trailer breakdown and my thoughts surrounding it. I'm excited to see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and liking and subscribing to my channel. Send your friends, send your homies, all of that. I love y'all in real life, and thank y'all so much.